I asked my mom to send me my collection of Brenda Jackson books because I felt like, no, I didn't feel like anything. I saw her tweet about, she was tweeting about The Midnight Hour, which is one of my favorite books by her. I think it either turned 25 years old or 30. And I can remember reading this in high school. No, it must be it turned 20 years because this was originally written in 2004. So it turned 20. And I can remember reading this in high school, and it is one of my favorites. And I was like, wait, I'm not repurchasing that. My mom was coming up for Christmas. I was like, hey girl, do you mind just sending me all the books that I have in your garage in Alabama by Brenda Jackson? That turned into, $27 books. And there's more over there. I just couldn't grab them. But I wanted you to see the gravity of the collection. Right? And so, as a romance girly and a girl who's been reading romance a very long time, I am very proud of this little collection of my little $4.84 books from Walmart that I used to get in middle school and high school, that I still have original copies of 20 plus, year old books. A good friend of mine, Sheree, shout out to Sheree over at Curls in the Hood, she says her books are her currency. And so having this collection here in Brooklyn with me was very important. And so so me and my mom are going to drink some wine and put them up on the shelf. My mommy has already picked out where she wants them to go. Even though I don't feel like they should go up that high. Only because LA Banks is not that high.
Okay, you choose.
I don't know. Let's play with it. Let's see what we do. But 27 new books have to go over onto my shelf. And so we're gonna try to figure it out. Let's see what we come up with. I feel pretty good, and I still have 2 empty shelves. I feel pretty good.
The books are top the freezer, they're refrigerated.
Yeah, my mama just be talking to me. It's okay. I don't think I'm gonna move those, actually, no, because I still need to figure out like if I'm gonna have like a YA fantasy section and all of that, and so those can just stay over there for now. But Brenda has found her home right here, which I'm really, really proud of. And then I have some other Black love stories over here. And I was kind of debating, because I have my LA Banks books over here, if I was gonna move my Beverly Jenkins books. Do you see that special edition of The Oath? But I don't think that I'm gonna move them because I kind of like where they are over here with other special little knick-knacky books and things. But they have a top row. I kind of like them over here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of see how I feel about this, and what it makes me kind of feel like when I'm reading, and I'll probably move things around, kind of separate some of the tightness, I guess you could say. But I mean, I don't like that Love Songs for Ricky Wilde is over there in the corner, and so I'm gonna try to figure out my fantasy books and how I mix those in. But that's where we're at now. And now I have to start cooking because someone did not start chopping the seasoning, but she will remain nameless, Mom. Just kidding. No, it's really time to cook though. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll see how I feel about this for sure. Okay, Hey y'all, so I am back. Food is done and like, you know, we're just waiting on the peeps to show up. But I was like, why not shop from my shelves? So I finished the shelves earlier with you guys and I'm so excited. I love them. But there are a lot of books on here that I honestly have not read. So I'm gonna pick 5 to kind of make like my must reads for the first month of the year, just because they're here, right? And they should not be collecting dust. And all of January, I really want to try really super hard to just knock out books that I have, that I own. I will not be buying books January, February, or March. And so because I spent so much this year, there are books here for me to read. So I'm going to sit you guys down and I'm going to stare at the shelves and you guys can stare at me. And then, yeah, then we'll pick some books and then I'll come talk about the books. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go next. But okay, let me put you guys down. This is much more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I don't even want to talk about how many books are on my shelf that I bought this year that I have not even read. That's a whole nother video, okay? We're just gonna bypass that. And I thought having my mom here this week, I would be able to like be like, hey mom, like let's organize my shelves and catalog them and make a TBR list of all the books that I haven't read, but I didn't do that. Did not do that. Did not at all. It's really noisy in here while it's crazy. Did not do that. But here we are. You know what I mean? I was able to choose 5 books off of my shelf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that I want to kick off 2025 with, and I am going to share them with you guys. So the first one is Baldwin's Harlem, a biography of James Baldwin by Herb Boyd. I never want to mess up people's names, but an enlightening portrait of the life and genius of one of the most brilliant and important literary minds of the 20th century, James Baldwin. Perhaps no other writer is as synonymous with Harlem as James Baldwin, born 1924, passed away in 1987. The events... Did he die in 87? Why do I feel like he died in 89? Alexa, what year did James Baldwin pass away?
James Baldwin died on December 1st, 1987 at the age of 63 years.
Never mind. He did. He passed away in 1987. Okay. The events there that shaped his youth greatly influenced his work, much of which focused on his experiences as a black man in white America. Go Tell It on the Mountain, The Fire Next Time, which I just got a new copy of this week. Notes of a Native Son in Giovanni's Room are just a few of his classic fiction and nonfiction books that remain an essential part of the American canon. Award-winning journalist Herb Boyd combines impeccable biographical research with astute literary criticism and reveals to readers Baldwin's association with Harlem on both metaphorical, and realistic levels. I'm a dork. For example, Boyd describes Baldwin's relationship with Harlem Renaissance poet laureate Countee Cullen, who taught Baldwin French in the 9th grade. Packed with telling anecdotes, Baldwin illuminates the writer's diverse views and impressions of the community that will remain a consistent presence in virtually all of his writing. So, you know, I'm a student of Baldwin, love Baldwin. So I've never read this. I'm really super excited to start my year off with this. The next book that I chose is All the Black Girls Are Activists by ebonyjanice, a fourth wave womanist pursuit of dreams as radical resistance. What would a revolution that does not cost us our whole spirit, soul, and bodies look like? And how is this movement sustainable if we do not put all of the brilliant theory that our elders and ancestors have taught us into practice toward a freedom now and not tomorrow? Listen, I'm part of the 96%. We are taking a massive step back for the next 4 years. I will be turning all of my pursuits internally on myself and other Black women, and the Black community as a whole. Like, that will be my focus. But I'm super excited to read this one. It centers dreams, the pursuit of softness, ancestral reverence, and radical wholeness as tools of liberation. Hip-hop womanist, writer, and theologian ebonyjanice's All the Black Girls Are Activists is a love letter to Black girls and Black women, asking and attempting to offer some answers to who would Black women get to be if we did not have to create a place of resistance. Listen. By naming Black women's wellness, wholeness, and survival as the radical revolution we've been waiting for, which I think is really super true. I think to be liberated, you really have to turn inward, which I think America is going to be turning inward in the next 4 years, because this is going to be a shit show, and I really don't want to be affected by it. So I'll be working on myself, and I'm wishing everyone the best. Take with that what you may. Okay, so, and also just a heads up, on this page, I'll probably be talking about a lot more nonfiction going into 2025. I found that it was really super difficult for me to read a lot of the text that I had to read for school, because I haven't been in the practice of reading nonfiction, right? So this year I read over 185 books. Only one of them was nonfiction until I got into the semester, and I don't even count all the articles and different things that I had to read for school as books. I probably should, but I did it. So this year I'm kind of gonna help my brain kind of wrap itself around reading more nonfictional text, which will probably help me immensely in, for school and as I continue my academic pursuits. But needless to say, the next book that I want to discuss is Amari and the Despicable Wonders. If you have been on this page for a while, I loved Amari and the Night Brothers and Amari and the Great Game, which was book 2 by B.B. Alston. This book follows Amari, a young girl who is searching for answers to where her brother is. She ends up getting inducted into this magical society, and it turns out that our girl is very magical. And this is the 3rd installment of the Amari series. I recommend this book to every Black person that I meet, because Harry Potter who? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we are writing the books that we would have wanted when we were kids, and that is fucking awesome. And so I tell everyone that they should be reading this series, because it's really like, for my inner child, it gives her a warm hug, and it has really been a joy to read these books, and I'm super excited to read the 3rd installment of this series. Okay. The next book that I want to read at the top of the year is Family Meal by Bryan Washington. I read Memorial last year and really enjoy Bryan Washington's storytelling, and I was put onto this author by a good reader friend of mine, and he was like, I really just feel like you would really enjoy his storytelling. And I think Bryan Washington has a very humanist approach to how he writes his characters, and we get kind of vignettes and snapshots of who these people are in a very specific point in their life, right? Like, I think as people, we kind of like, we ebb and we flow across the journey of our lives. And so what he does really well is gives us like this really beautiful vignette or snapshot of these two people or this group of people at this specific time. And it's really beautiful to read. And so I really like Bryan Washington as an author. Cam is living in Los Angeles and falling apart after the love of his life has died. Kai's ghost won't leave Cam alone. His special visits wild, tender, and unexpected. When Cam returns to his hometown of Houston, he crashes back into the orbit of his former best friend TJ and TJ's family bakery. TJ's not sure how to navigate this change. Cam, impenetrably cool and self-destructing, or their charged estrangement. Can they find a way past all that has been said and left unsaid to save each other? Could they find a way back to being okay again, or maybe for the first time. And there's a little bit more, but this story is filled with love for the sensual pleasure of life, the places that we call home, the beauty of the people around us. And this novel will break your heart twice over with sadness, sure, but more unexpectedly with joy. It takes a generous writer to show us the world in this way. And Bryan Washington is one of the best, which I do actually agree with. I actually really enjoy Bryan Washington. So I'm super excited to read this, and it has been sitting collecting dust on my shelves for way too long. So we are definitely going to get into this one. The last one on my list is Baby of the Family by Tina McElroy Ansa. And I literally was Googling books that were written in the year of my birth, 1989. Shout out to all the 80s babies. We are the last of a dying breed. And this was the first book that popped up. And then I think I saw that the author unfortunately passed away this year. And those types of things, like when you just stumble upon someone and then you just happen to see a story about them, and unfortunately this was her passing, but I just think that means that you picked the right one and you were supposed to for a reason. And so Baby of the Family was Tina's first novel, and it takes us into an absorbing world of eccentric characters, picturesque local customs, and cozy domestic scenes set in a small Georgia town in the placid 1950s. This is a wholly original portrait of everyday Black life as seen through the comings and goings of one affluent family. From the moment of Lena McPherson's birth in Mulberry's Blacks Only Hospital, all the nurses recognize that she is special. She has been born with a caul, so like a veil, a thin veil covering her face. Everyone in Doc Williams Hospital knows that a child born with a caul has the power to work magic and is capable of seeing into the past and future. I love any book that has like Black familiar magic, right? And so I think all of our families have these stories of things that we believed and that were passed down orally. And so I am very excited to kind of get into this author's work, which was praised in 1918. Ooh, I would be old. 1989 when it was released. Yeah, so those are my 5 books. And as you can see, like, I am all over the place with everything that I am into and my interests, and I really want my reading to reflect all of the different parts of me. And so I'm really super excited about what I'm going to be reading in 2025. Yeah, so that is me reorganizing or putting books up on my shelf, and also shopping my shelf for the first of 5 books I will attempt to read in 2025. I still have to finish my top 25 books of 2020, or oh my goodness, my years are running together. I still have to finish my top 24 books of 2024 and do my top 10 book boyfriends from 2024, which are 2 videos that I always really look forward to. But if you have made it to this part of the video, please don't hesitate to drop a little stack of books here in the chat. And if you read any of these 5 books, if you've ever heard of these authors, if you've never heard of them, I hope that you look into them. Each of them, like I said, I have heard about before, and I'm very excited to read them. But yeah, this was, you know, this was an experiment of me trying to do a different type of video with a different background, you know, in my apartment. But as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope that you come back and you see me again. I have some really amazing things planned as I move into 2025, and I hope you guys will be here to do all the things with me. But until next time, later, you guys. Bye.